You are entering the championship rounds. The hashtag for this weekend was welcome to the show, but it should have been who's going to steal the show. Was it one of the two new champions, a former heavyweight champion, or a pair of former tough winners? We discussed this and much more. This is 5 Round MMA. Hello there and welcome. My name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me, my esteemed co-host Albert Cita, Guillermo Cita. How's it going, guys?
Good. A little suntan, but I'm
suntan. I noticed that.
I was in the middle of the sun all
hashtag in the sun. Hashtag welcome to the show.
That's what I was gonna say. He looks like burnt like a tomato. I hope it comes across in the camera right now that he's so burnt as a red tomato.
Well, UFC 185. Welcome to the show. Hashtag the Showtime era. Hashtag the time is now. Showtime Pettis was supposed to be Anthony Pettis at the coming out party, right? Wasn't it supposed to? Did you get that vibe? What it was?
It was more like Dos Anjos had no chance whatsoever.
Yeah,
that's kind of, they were already overlooking who is Don Cerrone going to get a second chance.
Yeah, or Khabib.
Or Khabib.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were already gunning for the next shot.
Did you get that vibe, Albert, before the pay-per-view started? Like, this was Anthony Pettis coming out party?
Yeah, I even the Embedded, if you watch the Embedded series, it seemed very Anthony Pettis heavy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's the champion, so I could see why it would be. But at the same time, it seemed like it was it's called
Welcome to the show, right?
So
one man did not like it. Rafael Dos Anjos dominated Anthony Pettis to a 5-round unanimous decision victory. I think he scored a 50 on all three judges' scorecards. So, last week we had our headlines. Remember Sunday morning headlines? What would it be? I think yours were like, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
My time the show goes on. We were horribly wrong on both of those. Just want to point that out. But is overpowering Anthony Pettis the way to go? I mean, he did lose to Clay Guida by, he kind of overpowered him. I think this was the kind of, Dos Santos kind of just smothered him and overpowered him. Is that kind of the way to beat Anthony Pettis now?
I think so. I think people put Anthony Showtime's in a pedestal for.
I think we did last week. You did last week's shows,
but not just you guys. Everybody. I think he doesn't have the body of work compared to
consistent, right? Consistent body work.
He just got the championship, but he's been crowned earlier that he's the next big thing. But I don't think he's proven that yet. So we've already seen that he's gonna struggle with wrestlers.
Yeah.
1, 2. You talked about the overpowering. I think that they're starting to figure him out.
Yeah.
Well, I think what made him strong was his explosiveness. I think he never let the other person really find his weakness. Because if you watch his other fights, he kind of quick. Yeah, and he's attacking real quickly. In this one, he hesitated, and we saw what happened. Same thing with the Clay Guida. If you go back and watch the Clay Guida one, I think Clay Guida kind of did the momentum on that rather than Anthony Pettis.
No, the thing about Anthony Pettis that I noticed is what makes him so special is that he surprises people. He busted out that move that no one saw coming.
Yeah,
that's what caught Benson Henderson. One, the Showtime kick, the submission on Benson Henderson. Those are two good examples. I think now they're starting to figure him out. Hey, if he doesn't have an opportunity to do something special, we can pretty much apply our game plan to him instead of him catching us with this unique move that we've never seen before.
So is it safe to say like swag and a nice taper haircut doesn't go that long way in the UFC?
It makes him look nice.
Wait, time out. Is that a taper that he has?
I don't know. Kind of the.
I think it's more of a high fade.
High fade.
High fade.
I might steal that.
He might steal his high fade. So I want to switch gears out to.
Actually, it's a low fade.
Low fade.
A high fade would have been more like an army haircut.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of low.
That's still pretty clean, I thought. Almost Frankie Edgar, right? Didn't Frankie Edgar have a nice fade going too, didn't he?
Yeah. I think it's called the shadow fade, to be honest.
Haircuts and knockouts only here on 5 Round MMA. So I want to switch gears real quick to the champion RDS. This is a guy who lost his first 2 bouts in the UFC. I never really tried a solid lightweight, but never had thought a future champion, let alone future contender. So is this the evolution now have we seen the progression of a fighter in the UFC? I mean, he's been in the UFC for a while now. So
I always tell him, I coach soccer, if anybody knows.
Yeah.
I tell my kids, hard work always beats talent.
Yeah.
And sometimes those hard workers develop talent. And I think it's that Dos Anjos falls into
it. It is kind of like the natural was Anthony Pettis and the hard worker was. I mean, not that Anthony Pettis did hard work, but like the natural guy was the natural athlete was Anthony Pettis, right?
Yeah, and I think people need to keep in mind too, because I think he's a permanent. He's a resident in California now. And so he's been doing his camps here in California. I think that was a huge change.
Yeah.
He just did leaps and bounds. If you really do see his work in its entirety, He always had heavy hands, but he put them really good together against the last. I mean, Showtime Anthony Pettis, Nick Diaz, and Benson Henderson had trouble with his hands. So it's not just that he has power in him. Nate Diaz.
2008, he debuted UFC 91. Couture versus Lesnar was his debut bout.
Wow.
He's been in there for a while. Consistent. He's never really been hurt either. I mean, he's been like, at least fighting like 2-3 times a year since then. So, I mean, this is the working man's champion. Looks like it, right?
Yeah, and he's still, I don't think he's getting enough credit.
Yeah, the champion still. So he like, now.
And it's funny because right when Dos Anjos won, there was like a message from, what's his name, Naganiva?
Kahib
Naganiva. It's like, oh man, the title's mine now.
Yeah, now it's like, okay, is it going to be Cowboy or is it Kahib's belt to take now? So he's still not getting respect as a champion still.
If anything, this makes a little
bit. And he was hurt too. He tore his MCL coming into the fight, I think. He was almost going to pull out, he said. So all credit goes to RDS. So co-main event saw Joanna Jeznierznik, or Joanna J, however you want to call her, completely destroy champion Carla Esparza on the feet. Second round TKO. I think a lot of people were saying that she stole the show. I know in my book she stole the show. Just your thoughts on the Joanna J?
Just even on the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Oh man, she looked intense.
Yeah.
What was it like? She was like underneath her.
I like that though. I like that she's confident.
I think it carried over to the fight. To be honest.
I haven't seen a mismatch like that since Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I think she played the cards right because no one really knew about her. Then comes fight week, and she is blowing up. She's doing all the right things. She wants you to hate her and love her, which I think it's the perfect recipe. I mean, the thing that John Jones doesn't get is he has to embrace the hate.
Yeah.
And I think she was doing her thing, not caring which side she was on. She was just doing her thing, and that translates to people being interested in it.
Yes, I think her confidence, her performance won a ton of fans last night. Other than her nickname, Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza kind of was on the boring side to me. But do you think like a brash, outspoken, confident champion is a good thing for any new division? I mean, think if Mighty Mouse was like super confident, like Conor McGregor, like out there talking trash. But wouldn't that the flyweight division be more prominent than it is now? So a new division needs a champion like this, don't they?
I mean, you always want a champion that's very outgoing.
Yeah.
That can drive in the fans to watch. And I think Ronda Rousey's that. John Jones is that. I mean, Cain Velasquez is that. These guys are in front of the camera. People love them. People hate them. I don't know why certain people hate Cain Velasquez, though. But and I'm talking about a specific example of Jason Hendricks.
Our good friend Jason Hendricks.
But Cookie Monster, yeah, she seemed too quiet.
She kind of let Joanna dominate her, like you said, in the weigh-ins.
Yeah, and then I also saw a comment that she made that she's I'll let my fighting in the ring do all the talking.
We are in the era of Conor McGregor and Chael Sonnen, aren't we, Albert?
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Even the whole time she seemed timid. She one-word answers, stuff like that. And as a champion, I think in a certain way you have to kind of show your personality and kind of really get the fans into you. I mean, even Anthony Pettis, who I think was a quiet champion, he still showed that swagger.
Yeah, the swagger.
That was enough, I think, for people to really get behind him.
Even Benson Henderson
or go against him.
Yeah, Benson wasn't a big trash talker, but he did have that swagger going on with him, right?
I don't think he even had swagger.
I think the toothpick. Come on.
But you guys thought he had swagger. I think people overlooked that toothpick. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, if you think about fighting with a toothpick and people didn't how do I say, sell it to the crowd? I mean, come on. So,
congratulations to the two new champions. I think it's an exciting card. It's good to see two titles change hands. Exciting. Gives us something to talk about. So, other highlights from the card. We'll talk about Sergio Pettis got kicked in the butt. Literally, after he lost to his opponent,
the guy that did
Ryan Benoit.
Yeah, he apologized after that.
Kind of hit the moment thing. It looked pretty bad in slow motion, but we'll see if Ryan Benoit lost any fans or gained any fans because of that. I want to point out our former guest, the best hair in MMA, Elias Theodore, won. TKO, right? Super awkward kind of fighting, but I love its style. It was quick to make a joke at Joe Rogan, so I think a star in the making, right?
Yeah. I think his future is bright.
Yes, exactly. Albert, what do you think?
And the hair is bright.
No, any man that could keep that. I mean, the hair was getting kind of messed up during the fight, but as soon as it was after, he did a nice comb over. look good.
He doesn't have the Dominic Cruz hair that doesn't even move while he fights.
That's pretty impressive too. Also, Ross Pearson knocked out Sam Stout pretty viciously. Was pretty horrible. And also, the Reem demolishes Roy Nelson. You guys talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I kind of do. So my first thing is I saw Roy Nelson said that Overeem ran too much.
Yeah.
Which I kind of...
It should be noted that Albert's smiling now because if you go to our Instagram account, we have the picks for the fight. Gamon and I both picked Nelson. Albert was the only one who picked Overeem, so he's smiling right now at that.
But see, the only reason I think Roy Nelson wanted to slug it out. And,
obviously.
And I think that's why he was disappointed. But the more I thought about this, I even sent you guys a comment on the Instagram.
Yeah.
There's a Brock Lesnar tournament and we never talked about it. It was and you think about it, all these 4 guys, if you think about it, were the perfect matchup for Brock Lesnar. Bigfoot, Roy Nelson, Alistair Overeem,
and Frank Mir.
So now we have Frank Mir versus Alistair Overeem.
And the winner gets Brock Lesnar again.
I would be surprised if that matchup doesn't happen and then the winner gets Brock Lesnar when he returns.
Could happen. I mean, the heavyweight division is just a bunch of guys who fight.
Yeah, but I really want Brock Lesnar to face also Overeem because I think I think the ending's gonna be completely different. I think Overeem's not the same fighter he was when he fought Brock Lesnar. And with that said, I think Brock Lesnar might even demolish him.
Yeah, I think if Brock Lesnar does come back to UFC and train in MMA. It's going to be interesting to see who he picks as head coaches now. If he gets like a striking coach, like maybe the Duke Rufus in Milwaukee.
Cain Velasquez, you watching?
Yeah.
Please call Brock Lesnar for us.
Or even like maybe a Dwayne Ludwig. I mean, then now he's serious about striking. Because we all know he can wrestle, but if he can't take a punch. Anyways, and also, you may notice we didn't talk about Johnny Hendricks because he is boring now to me. So
he's not going for the knockouts anymore?
I guess not. So I want to ask you a question. Who stole the show in your eyes? UFC 185, Guillermo. Who's the show stealer?
The show stealer. Oh, you surprised me on that one. I want to say the women's. I forgot her
Joanna
name.
Jędrzejczyk.
Yeah, I think she stole the show.
Stole the show. Yeah. I agree with that. Who stole the show for you?
I don't want to say nobody stole the show because the show never showed itself.
Come on, Elias.
I was gonna say that was my
other than I mean, I was entertained by Elias, but I gotta give this card pretty weak. I wasn't that excited. I don't think I was very entertained.
PPV snob right here.
To be honest,
Mr. PPV, I'm gonna call you now.
the pay per view was all right.
Yeah,
it was good. The thing is, there was no hype behind it besides Showtime.
Yeah.
Since Showtime didn't deliver, it shows that the pay-per-view wasn't as good, I guess, to Albert.
Yeah, so we should see. Anyways, another one in the books. When we come back, I want to play a game called What to Tweet, so stick around, guys.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
Welcome back. A little game I like to play after any big UFC pay-per-view is called What to Tweet. It's kind of where the social media goes off, where I kind of compiled the best tweets I thought surrounding UFC 185, and I read it out. And I want Albert and Guillermo to guess what famous mixed martial artists, MMA personalities sent out the tweet. So you guys ready to play?
I'm ready to go.
Can we please up the budget soon so we get some music going? So I feel like I'm reducing these games, and it's kind of like lackluster. But anyways, so the first one.
It's starting to remind me. I don't know if you watch Cien Latinos. Oh man, it's Family Feud pretty much.
Oh, okay, but
and then you hear the music while they're running up there because the game's about to start. And then
I want that. Can we get that?
I
want both of you guys come in out of camera and run up. We're gonna podium stuff in here and everything. So what the tweet? First one. This is kind of very simple. Just 2 hashtags. Hashtag destroyed and hashtag rookie. Was it A, Nate Diaz, B, Conor McGregor, or C, Khabib Nurmagomedov?
For what fight is it referencing?
I don't know. It just said hashtag destroyed, hashtag rookie.
Wait, can you read the options again? Because I was thinking my question.
Nate Diaz.
I'll just give you an
Conor
answer.
McGregor,
I got Khabib
Nurmagomedov.
I got Nate Diaz.
Guillermo's right. I'm pretty sure
Nate Diaz is a hater.
It was referencing the Showtime Pettis fight.
Okay.
You can follow Nate Diaz at Nate Diaz 209. It's kind of mean, huh? Hashtag destroyed. Hashtag rookie.
That's me.
Number 2.
That makes more sense why Nate Diaz would say that.
Number 2. If you want to be champion, don't go to parties. Go to the gym, guys. And a little winky face. Is it A, Donald Cerrone?
I know this one.
B, Bobby Green, or C, Khabib Nurmagomedov?
That's Khabib.
Man, I want to say Khabib, but something tells me Bobby Green.
Well, something tells you something wrong, bro. It's C. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I actually saw that on the report for after the fight. Sorry.
You can follow Khabib. Well, that's good though. You're used to be good this game. What happened?
I don't know. My Twitter game hasn't been strong lately.
You can follow Khabib on Twitter at Team.
Actually, I've been very active on Twitter too.
Okay.
So.
At Team Khabib. Are you guys on Team Khabib now? No? Yes? No?
Sure.
FiveRoundMMA is, I think.
We are. Number 3, congrats to RDS and the whole Brazil with the belt.
I know this one too.
Work on your wrestling. I am coming for the belt. A. Donald Cerrone. B. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Or C. Tony Ferguson. Albert, go first.
I want to say Khabib again, but I'm going to say Tony Ferguson.
Oh, what?
El Cucuy is Khabib, dude.
It's Khabib Nurmagomedov at Team Khabib. All right, so number 4, JJ Joanne just took all of Carla's cookies from the opening bell. Was it A. Kenny Florian, B. Will Brooks, the up and coming Bellator fighter, or C. Joe Rogan?
Me?
Yeah, go whoever.
Okay, that one's a trick one. I didn't see this tweet. Joe Rogan?
I'm trying to get all of them wrong, so I'm going to say Kenny Florian.
Wrong is Will Brooks.
Oh, I knew it was Will Brooks. No, you didn't.
Throwing the game, are you? Number 5, last one. I'm officially on the Joanna bandwagon. Who's coming with me? Was it A. Uriah Faber, B. Cub Swanson, or C. Your boy Edgar? Your boy Gamble Frankie Edgar.
I went first last time.
Okay, so I'm going to say Cub Swanson.
My boy Frankie Edgar.
Nope. Cub Swanson.
I'm actually not happy. I was trying to get them all wrong.
I got 2 wrong.
You threw the game, let alone you still won. I think you still. I don't know. I wasn't keeping track. Whoever won. That was what the tweet.
I won. I got 3 right.
You got 3 right. Yeah. Social media. Speaking of social media, why don't you follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Also subscribe to us on YouTube. Podomatic, like us on Facebook. Also follow us on Instagram at FiveRoundMMA. That's FIVE. If you're listening to us for the first time or if you're a long-time follower, thank you very much. UFC 185 in the books. You got one final sway to want to let the people out? Nothing? Showtime? No hashtags? Nothing? Come on,
I'm excited for the next pay-per-view, though.
Which is? I don't remember.
Is the hashtag still the showtime is now? Or was it the show is now?
The show is now. The time is now. Well, the hashtag for this
one. The time is over.
Yeah, this one now is the show is over for this one. How about that?
And the show's over. Our show's over.
Albert, take us away.
I just want to thank everybody for listening. Our executive producer, Guillermo Cita. Just thanks everybody.
All of our sponsors.
All our sponsors. Come on, man. We're trying to get paid.
Sporting here. 5 Rounds clothing line. I never forgot something. Like, I'm forgetting something.
Oh my gosh.
All of our 5 Rounds sponsors. Who, without them, the show wouldn't be possible every week.
We wouldn't smell clean. We wouldn't look fresh. And we would be bullying if it wasn't for our sponsors.
For 5 Rounds clothing, rocking green, eco-friendly cleaning products, and of course the RMA Foundation, Redemption Martial Arts. Thank you all for listening, and see you guys next week.
I feel like Mr. Kennedy.
The microphone in the hand. A wrestling reference.
Every time you grab it, sorry, getting hit. Oh yeah, the cream of the crop.